Okay, doctor. Severe asthma seizure stabilized for the evac. Michael seems comfortable for now. You all right, Michael? Fine. You're in good hands.
We're good in the back and clear to go, Captain. He has intense lung pain, but we have eased this for now.
Mike Sierra 18, you are not cleared to take off. Huey Man India Mike Sierra 18, you are not cleared to take off.
I don't know why it's saying that whenever I got taxi.
Huey Man India Mike Sierra 18, you are not cleared to take off.
Well, I'm done hearing you talk about it, bud. We're done in
Captain,
the air.
The patient's condition is impacted by your maneuvers. Please be gentler.
Speed. 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 Speed.
A lot of fields out here, at least in this section. See, we got the suburb area up here, looks like.
Runway 12 IFR to Lindbergh. Southwest 2026, altimeter tree 00 tree. Cleared for takeoff runway 12. Cleared for takeoff runway 12, Southwest 2026.
You can definitely tell this is Arizona, just by how flat everything is.
Southwest 2026 contact Albuquerque Center on 1 tree 4.45. Good day. Southwest 2026.
You gotta have steady hands to do this. All manual. Now you can do it. It's not the hardest thing, but at the same time, you know, you gotta practice. It's not something that you'll get right off hand. But I've been doing, you know, quite a bit of flights, and I still mess up to this day. So stuff happens. It is a game. It'll happen. But this game, you know, there's some stuff that I don't agree with, but that's with any game. I mean, I don't think you'll ever find a game that's absolutely perfect. But the map on this one is the best. Best one to date. They've done a really good job with making everything come to life by putting in the I think they put in the HDR 10 on the map and stuff, made everything look a lot better. We are kind of flying a little low for this plane, but that's kind of one of the things about it. Like, I kind of like flying low. That way you can kind of see what you're flying over. Versus, well, I've seen a lot of people fly way up in the clouds, which is cool and stuff. But you know, you don't get to see nothing. I like being able to see stuff. I'd say this height right here is pretty good. Nothing but pure desert. So it looks like we've hit our first like little checkpoint. It's right up here. Kind of let you know that you're almost like a quarter of the way through. We still got a long ways to go though. We got a 28-year-old male that came in on vacation in Arizona somewhere. Family member in Arizona. Came in and he apparently had like a real bad asthma attack and started having seizures. So now we're transporting him to I don't know exactly where, but it's in California. And I don't have the West Coast, none of that area done yet. So if I complete this flight, I'll have some of that area unlocked. And I'm going to start doing some on the West Coast, unlocking some of that area. So, plus, you know, as an employee, this is an employee mission. I'm not doing it as a as my own business or nothing. But just as an employee on this, it pays pretty good. It's paying, I think, like 30 or 40,000. So it's paying pretty good for an employee mission. And I'm doing no autopilot at all. So it's a little difficult. It's a little bit more difficult than using autopilot. Gotta have them steady hands. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna pause it real quick and do that. Okay. Had to redo this real quick. Okay. Had to get my chat pulled up there. But yeah, yeah, we're flying kind of low, like I said, but kind of wanted to see what all was in this area, which appears to be absolutely nothing. Maybe when we get over into California, we'll see something. This one's a pretty long flight too. It's probably one of the longest flights I've done here recently. Would it not be cool if Flight Simulator put like Easter eggs in? I don't know if they have, I don't know nothing about it, but it'd be pretty cool if they did. Put in like hidden things that you could find in the air. It'd be pretty cool. You know, honestly, that gives me a good idea. I don't know how it would work. I don't know what it would look like, but I might do a stream doing a free roam flight with a helicopter. We might go to Area 51. But just to see, you know, just to fly over it, just to see what all pops up on the in-game. Could just be a bunch of like blocks or whatever, but that's one place that would be pretty cool to go. And it's not far from where our departure's at, so. I'm staying on the heading pretty good. We've not veered off hardly. Well, we've got some more fields coming up. Got some sign of civilization. Huh. Huh. Yeah, fuel. Yeah, it's 44. Well, see, this is the thing. It being an employee mission, I just went with whatever fuel they gave me. Instead of, I mean, I guess you can go in there and increase it, I think, but you have to pay. And I didn't even pay. I just went with whatever they gave me. So they gave me, I've been flying for a minute. I would say they gave me a little over 50. That's 8% down to 44. I should have enough, yeah. If not, I mean, we'll drown it to the last percent. We have to, which hopefully we won't. We should be coming up on it pretty soon. Honestly, I thought it's going to be, you know, their plane and everything else, and they just pay you a set price just to do the job. You know, I thought they'd at least give you a little bit more than that, but they must have gave us like 50 or 60%. I'll keep that noted. Even if it's an employee mission. Keep an eye on that. So another reason too, I mean, yeah, I could go ahead and push my airspeed on up, but where this is a meta flight, medevac, whatever, they judge you on your flight stability. So if they tell you to go slow and smooth, then I do it. Try to. Even though sometimes it's antsy and you want to go ahead and throw the field to her. Sometimes. Okay.
Speed. Speed.
I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna just see about how fast this one goes on airspeed. Okay, it says right out there 230. So past 230, you're going to hit red mark limiter. Okay. I wanted to see what it was. I'm gonna keep this airspeed too, that way we can try to get there. You got me worried about my fuel now. It ain't like we can just land this thing. And I guess we could, but I don't know if it'll be smooth or not. Once we start to get close, we'll announce our position, and then hopefully we'll be able to spot the runway that we gotta land pretty easily. Should be able to, by judging where that line's going on the mini map. But I always check to make sure. I have to have eyes on the runway. A lot of times you'll get there and sometimes it'll want you to land on a little spot, kind of like for a helicopter. And there's no way you could do something like that with a plane. So always check. It's almost a good thing, like, honestly, if you know where you're, wherever you're going to deliver the patient to, it's good to just go ahead and look and see. But I went ahead and took this one just because it was the only flight I had that went all the way out to California. And I have none of this area unlocked yet, so I kind of just took it. Alright, so we just got, I'd say 50% of it done. We just hit that other checkpoint, so we got to make it to this next one. When we hit this next one, we should have about 75% of it done, hopefully. So they have this this one thing you can do. It's called the scientific research. It's got the tornadoes and stuff. That is really cool. I wish they would increase that, do some more missions and stuff with that. I don't know if there's like, if that's got to be tied into the live weather or what. I would say it's, you know, live weather, you would think that that's got to deal with doing that research. So if there's one active, say, in a certain place, there should be one there in game. You would think, but I don't know how that works. But it was pretty cool. I'd like to see them do one of like a real bad storm. Yeah, because you could do all kinds of stuff. Like with the search and rescue alone, like flood victims, you could do that. You could do the rappel. You could do, national disasters, dropping in payloads of supplies. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff there that you can do, just pertaining to weather and all that. That'd be really cool. Right now, kind of the only options with search and rescue you've got is either you go, you land right beside of them, pick them up, out in the middle of the woods, or you rappel down onto a little orange dinghy that's usually out in the sea, and then you'll pick them up off the dinghy and take them back. That's about the only two things that they got. That's the only two things I've ran across that you do. So I kind of wish they would add in some more stuff, different scenarios. But one thing about it, where this game is so massive, and it's the entire world, even though you're doing the same thing, it feels different because you're just in a whole different area. Even though you're doing the same thing. Because of this map. That's why I say that the map makes this game worth it. So we're about to hit this 75%, looks like. Here soon. And as you can tell, it kind of veers off there to the left a little bit. It goes right over top of that water hole. We're just gonna, I call it a water hole, but it's a big massive lake. But you can see it up there on that top left map there, what I'm talking about. So it kind of veers off. That's kind of how I know we're at that 75%. Because before we started it, right there at the 75, it kind of cuts back. So we've not heard nothing from the doctor, which is crazy. Yeah, I've already started it. Yeah, I got a search and rescue business, which I've already got up over $1 million on it that I've made at that business. I've made close to $2 million with that business. I turn around, I bought all my certifications all the way up to passenger airliner. I have to do that next. But with some of that money, I was able to get the scoop endorsement, everything to do the firefighting, all that stuff. And then I bought a firefighter company, the initial one, the initial tag, and then I bought that. So I own a search and rescue company, the firefighting company. I own a passenger. And it's not a passenger heavy. It's just a normal, regular passenger one. That's really about it so far. But the only ones other than that is the extended attack, and the extended attack is what I kind of want to do. But you got to get 10 of the firefighting done, which I already got one, got 9 more to do. And medevac, I've not done too many of those, so I'm kind of doing those too. In fact, I bought a new helicopter for $1,800,000, and I bought it, tried it out, took it. I mean, I could hover it, I could fly it, I could take it out, but for some reason, I would get out in the field with it and get to the search area with it, and it's a search and rescue. It's not a hoist helicopter. It's just search and rescue. So you would get out there, and I would get, I don't know, about tree height level, and then it would just start spinning insanely. I go to try to correct, and I kept running into that issue of I could fly all the way there, I could pretty much do everything, but then I would get down close to the ground, and it would either happen as I was landing or as I was coming up off the ground. It would start to just do pretty much a suicide spin out of nowhere. And after that happened twice, I said, well, they're only offering 2 games, or 2 helicopters in this game, apparently. So I'll just take the H125, because that's the best helicopter in game by far. I mean, that's the only one you really got, but it does really good. The other one, it does good, just maybe I'm doing something off. But right when you get off the ground, I was having that trouble a bit, losing control. The H125, man, I can have that thing hover just perfect. But I've also done a lot more flights with that helicopter too, so I've gotten a lot more used to that one. I've not really flew this plane that much, but it ain't too bad to fly once you get it up in the air. And I'm doing everything on manual. I'm not even doing the heading on auto. I'm doing even the manual heading. Everything manual. And it's doing pretty good. And you can tell just about how far it is, because we've been going over 200 airspeed for quite some time now. And we're still not there. So that's a lot of ground we're covering on this one flight. Just all of it's desert. Every bit of it. At least this part is. We'll get out of it sooner or later. But this game, it is really expensive to play. This game is. Maybe not at first. If you buy the standard edition, you know, $50, and then, like I said, you'll get your whatever it comes with, you know, your basic aircraft. But other than that, like anything extra, you're buying it on that store, and I'm not paying, like, I've not bought nothing off that store, because they're wanting, like, one aircraft, $30-some. Like, to me, that's insane. Why would you spend $30-some on a, you know, that just, to me, that's insane. Now, I can get them trying to get special aircraft, and you have to pay for the special aircraft, fine. But if you're only going to put 2 helicopters in game, You know, and there's there's all kinds of different helicopters. Different kinds, different variations. You're only going to put 2 in. You know, that's depressing. And you know, if they was only going to put 2 in, they at least should have had it to where you could customize. You know, have it to where, okay, well, if you only got 2, have a little bit more customization features than what they got. You know, be able to, I don't know, put your own logo on the side or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. And, you know, doing these long flights, your arm gets tired. If you're doing it all manual, your arm will get tired. But I'm telling you, after your first few flights, it sounds crazy, but your arm almost gets used to it. So it ain't too bad. The key is set your throttle to whatever you want it. Keep it, you know, as long as it's in the green, it's not pegging out. As long as you got a decent airspeed and you're not going so slow, you know, a damn helicopter could catch you. You're doing alright. So just keep it below, you know, that red line. And set this. Once you got that set, just leave that alone. You don't gotta mess with it no longer until you have to land. And it's all this stick at this point. Yeah, so we're down to 36% fuel now. We're still keeping an eye on it. We should be able to do it, hopefully, though. Like I said, after that, I've increased our airspeed up to almost red line. So we're shooting through the air pretty quick. Trying to hurry up and get there. So, how many businesses have you done there, Chicken? I mean, I know you started your firefighting before I did, so you had to do that. Did you start the heavy airliner yet, or anything like that? Because I'm not even attempted it. Not yet. Back here and check on him. Still got that one. I think that's his sister or his mother. There's the doctor back there. Now they're still quiet. Said he had some significant lung pain because of his asthma. We got engine 1 pegged down. It is pretty much as high as it'll go before it over torques. But we're trying to get there. My goal is, though, is to get this West Coast unlocked, and that way we get us a whole new area. Because right now, the only areas I got that's out west is see, I have the let's see, Fort Worth, Texas. I have some spots in Arizona, spot around Mexico City, a couple spots. That's about it. Don't really have that West Coast. But once I hit West Coast, I'm gonna go straight up, probably into Canada. But we'll see once we get out here, you know. Might get lucky, might actually get out here and land and everything and find another meta flight that goes from this place out here to, you know, somewhere else. That's the place I want to go. I need to figure out another game to play, start streaming that's not, that is something a little bit more relaxed. This is relaxed, but at the same time you're paying attention to a lot of stuff at once. I'm going to find a game where it's a little bit more chill, that way I can be a little bit more talkative and a little less concentrated. But we're doing pretty good with both. What's the longest flight that y'all have completed? Let me know in the comments. The longest flight you've ever completed. And how long have you flown manual? Dude. Autopilot, you know, that's good if you're doing like a big 8 hours or something. But I'm talking in the chair, sitting, controlling the plane for probably the entire time. About how long have you flown? I've done a 5 hour before, and I thought I'd never get out of that chair. Now, a 5 hour realistically is like a 3 hour. I mean, no lie. But it's 3 hours in the chair. So it can get to you. You hear a crosswind. At least I can in this headset. I don't know if y'all can or not. And I will say, they're bad chicken. These headphones are probably one of the most comfortable set of headphones I've wore. The earpieces, the extra foam, oh, they're amazing, especially for stuff like this where you're wearing it for a long period of time. Sounds good too. We'll give you some views in here, I guess. This one's a long one. I knew it was going to be. I could tell by how far it was. I was like, yeah, even though I'm in a plane, that looks pretty far. I don't know if y'all can see it there. No, I can't see it out of that window. You got that one road. Looks like a road. It just goes from ever, it looks like, down through there. We're at about 225 airspeed. So we're just gonna keep an eye on that. We're hitting some, looks like some civilization. Looks like our desert has came to an end. And if you're watching this on my YouTube or anything like that, leave a comment. Tell me your experience on Flight Sim. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what your pros and cons are. I'd like to hear some comments. See what y'all think. See what, you know, and especially, what do you think they should add? You know, a game the size of this, there's all kinds of stuff they can add. I see they're always adding new points of interest all the time. What's something you think they should add? There's our first little patch of civilization that we found. Out here in this desert. It's kind of weird how you have all these fields and everything out in the middle of nowhere. That to me looks like solar panels. Yeah, solar farm. Yeah. That's what it looked like to me. I know one thing. If you break down out here, better hope you're Cody Lundeen or something off Dual Survivor, because I'm telling you, you ain't getting out of here. There ain't nothing around here. This is probably one of the barest spots I've seen. Our flight pattern's kind of shifting to the right, just a little bit. You can see, you can't tell from this angle, but you can kind of tell right there how my aircraft's just barely shifting. I'm making that little correction there to get back on task. Like I said, hopefully, yeah, we're going to be cutting it close on fuel, but hopefully everything goes good. If not, that'll be my doing. Oh, you can add fuel in your settings? I didn't know that. Okay, so right up here is the last checkpoint. I'm hoping. Pretty sure after this we should get some details. It's right up here straight ahead. No, it's not the last checkpoint. We still got another one. But it's still looks like it's not too far. I still see it up there in the mini map. So, not too far away. So we got it right at 229 airspeed. So we are, I mean, we are pushing. If I go any more, you know, we'd be messing the aircraft up, so. We are going full speed. This one said it was a 2-hour flight. 2 or 3 hour. I know it was a long flight. One of the longest ones I had. Usually I don't try to do flights this long. There's a lot of what ifs that can occur. Like what if you have a, I don't know, what if your arm cramps up? I mean, you can pause it, but I won't hurt it to get there. Got 24% fuel. We don't really got time to be do anything too crazy. Looks like we got a runway right there. Right there below us. So I ain't never done this, but somehow I was able to get my sticks just right. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I can actually use this arm for a minute. Only reason I'm able to tell that is because of my gauges. I can tell by the verses over there. You can't tell because of my camera, but my verses, I'm running at -4, which ain't too bad. So it'll stay like that for a while. Let's see what you said there. When you're flying, you can adjust the trim and you don't. Oh yeah. So adjusting your trim, how do you do that? What's the control? Do you push right on the D-pad? I would do it, but I'm not going to try to mess it up. Oh, it's inside the cockpit. Alright, let's look here. Let's look at the trim. Vertical. Now I know this is where your approach, AV mode, speed match, vertical speed. Yeah, you can do your altitude select. That is what you're talking about, right? Like selecting your altitude, altitude hold mode. Talking about the flaps. I don't know. When I get down on the ground, I'll look and see where they're at. Okay, right side near the center console. Okay, right side. I don't know. I'll look at it later. Come on now. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Pretty much what we're doing. Now as long as you do, I think like 70%, 75% of your flight, that's what matters. If you do like, I think a quarter, I think they judge that. I think you have to do so many checkpoints. And then if you go ahead and say skip to landing, I don't think they take that out. Don't think. I could be wrong. But I don't think they take that out on you. I don't think they judge it. As long as you're able to land it still and everything else. We got way off our beaten path talking there. Another thing too is like your pitch. You don't want to do too much because then they'll complain in the back. So everything gotta be rounded off. Like that, you don't want to do that. Just want to try to keep it flat. This might be the last checkpoint, maybe, if we're lucky. I can definitely tell the population and everything's changed. So I'd say we're coming into California now. You can tell by just how those buildings are going by us about how fast we're moving. We're moving pretty fast. Yeah, I need to get on there and look and just look at how to set all that shit. Like, just when you get in the air, just to set all of it and just leave it alone. If I did that, I'd probably do like 8-9 hour flight one day. If I, you know, there's just a baseball field. I'd probably do that, but all manual, this is about all a person can handle. This flight right here, all manual. Get done, your hand feels numb. Like I said, I'm going to drain this gas all the way till 0. I'm going to do at least 10% once we hit 10. If I'm not near it by 10, then I'll probably skip it to the touchdown and then do it, call it a day. Should be able to skip, just hold select. But I'm not going to until I absolutely have to. I'm going to try to make it. Look at that baseball field. Out in the middle of nowhere. Everywhere desert, we got pretty green turf. Yeah, we're flying a little low, I know that too. I kind of want to see what's out here. Nope, another one. Another checkpoint. Thing is I'm not really worried about, I'm not climbing as much, I'm just shooting across straight flat, trying to get the best fuel economy as possible. I'll keep that in mind, flying a little higher. Like I said, we get down to 10%, and I'm turning it to the landing. So it's good. I don't know, man. It's kind of close. I don't know. Circle fields, crop circle. I don't know. Something going on. we're at 12%. We still got 2% to go before I go ahead and skip it. But we'll see if we see what we'll go, see where it'll take us. We've made, I mean, we flew quite a ways. I mean, if we're not 75% of the way through. I've literally flew pretty much at almost in, well, let's see, 3/4 of a fuel tank up. 3/4 of a fuel tank out almost. And about 12, when that 12% goes, we'll have about 3/4 of a fuel tank gone. I mean, that's a lot of fuel. Because I was up over, I was like right around 50 or 60 something. I mean, something like that. If I would have had 100, I would have had plenty enough. So I'd have to have about, to have 12% right now, I'd say probably 65 is what they gave me. 70. I know one thing, you can't say it was from a lack of airspeed, because we've been really pushing it. Here is a windmill farm. I wonder how many dead birds it's killed today. No, but you can tell we're in California. You can tell right there. All them windmills. That's a good sign we're in California, ladies and gentlemen, right there. When is the landing? It's coming up. Right now, they started me out with, I didn't bother to check, but just the computer started me out with about 65% fuel. We're running on 11%. Right now, I'm kind of just seeing, I'm just risking it right now, really. But I said if it gets down to 10%, I'm going to have to skip it to the landing, which will be right up here. We've got about 75% of it done. We've been flying for a hot minute. No, we're doing a flight out of Arizona. I think it's a 28-year-old male, has asthma, real bad asthma. We flew him out of Arizona. We're heading towards California. Oh, it's his Xbox. Yeah, this is the Series X. Series X, my friend. I've been an Xbox dude all well. The only PlayStation I ever owned was a PlayStation 2, and it done me wonders. And then I ended up getting an Xbox 360 when I was younger. Oops. I actually hit my landing gear. Got a 360, and then it done me wonders, and I stuck with Xbox after that. But after the new Game Pass ordeal and all that, it looks like they're going to kind of force you over to PC. Oh, you got PS5. Heck yeah. See, that's another thing. PS5 is another one that I'll be looking at too, as another new console. My Xbox right now, I bought my Xbox for $350 brand new at Walmart on Black Friday for $350, and it was just a bare Xbox controller, and it's going on about a year and a half, 2 years old. And when it gives out, I'll probably either look at, I'm not going to get another Xbox. I've probably already made my mind up. They got that portable thing they came out with, but I'm not really interested in that. I don't know, man. It's just, they've gotten to be where they're getting money hungry. And then it's almost like, well, is it really worth? Like, I do this once or twice a day, maybe. And then that's if that, you know, and buying a PC, you know, you're spending, you know, lots of money, hundreds of dollars. At what point is gaming worth it, you know? At what point are you willing to spend to say, should I have this hobby, or should I, you know? When it's starting to be like you're making life choices on buying, you know, if your system costs $3,000, then you're pretty committed to the gaming. I mean, that's your system costs $3,000, you know. Like I said, that what I'm running right now, and even these sticks, these are Game Pass sticks. They're $80. Thrustmaster, $350 console. I think it was a $75 HD webcam, and that's all I'm running with. And I'm producing what you're seeing now. I mean, it's good to have all the bells and whistles, the nice stuff, but budget-friendly stuff's nice too. That's what I like. PC is... And there's a lot of stuff you got to worry about with PC. You know, you got viruses, you got, you know, there's a lot of other stuff there too that, you know, software, there's a lot of stuff you have to learn. And, you know, at that point, if you're making content, yeah, like what I'm doing, yeah, you really need I guess to make it professional, yeah, a PC is what you need. But I don't know. It's one of those things. It's almost like hunting. Hunting's became a rich person's sport. I think a lot of stuff's becoming a rich person sport. Like I said, you know, hunting's the same way. You got people leasing all this land, and now you can't even find land to hunt because it's being leased by hunters that's out of state that don't even live in the area. Used to, you could go out and hunt and not have no issue. Now anymore, that's a problem. Same thing with Xbox, same thing. I mean, everything's just, your subscription. Everything takes a subscription anymore. Everything. And I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even think. Let's see. Yeah, see, I still got a ways to go. Yeah, they didn't give me enough fuel. Now I gotta figure out how to... Visual, don't need none of that. We'll be on that. Probably on assistance, I would think. Let's see. Let's see, controls. Let's see. I guess menu. Nope, ain't that. Let's see, liquid drip. I don't know. Can y'all kind of guide me in where you can increase your fuel? Don't know. I'm trying to see what Bad Chicken says here. Oh wait, yep. Right here, fuel. Man, let's see. Anybody know how to increase your fuel? See, I don't want to mess with that. I don't know. That's it, add fuel. Alright, let me go down here. And then... let's see, add fuel quantity. Is that what it is? Alright. And just hit OK. Yeah, see, I've never done that. I ain't really never had to. So now what? Is that, so I guess I done it, right? Try it. Alright. Alright. We'll see. Nope. Still never did. Well, that's something that I guess from now on, even if you're an employee, you better check even what the computer gives you for, even though they should give you the right amount of fuel. If you're just an employee, if you're not the company owner, you shouldn't have to worry about that. And we got 8%. We'll just keep on headed that way. I don't know if we'll have enough or not.
Autopilot.
Yeah, I can show the green squares. I just gotta remember how to do it. I think your difficulty, once you get up there, they don't give you that. I think it's left on the D-pad or right on the D-pad. I'll have to check. I don't know. I don't really mess with it. I know some flights it's on there, and then some flights it's not. So I think it's just. Usually I'll push. Can't really remember. I know one thing, as soon as I see this airport, it ain't gonna be none of that turn around, going to the final. It's gonna be straight land. If I can get there. But yeah, PlayStation right now seems like they're got the upper hand on Xbox. And that's coming from an Xbox fan. Yeah, it's a long flight. Yeah. Yeah, and I done it all manual too. No autopilot. My hand feels numb. Well, see, I tried to skip, but it ain't letting me. It won't even let me for some reason. That makes no sense, I know, but it won't. Every one I've ever had lets you skip, but not this one. Which makes no sense to me.
Speed.
There we go. So my fuel just went up to 30%. Oh, it added fuel. Yeah, it added fuel. We might make it, boys. We might make it. I thought at first we still gotta land this thing. I was like, that's good to know. That is good to know. That'll be 30's all I need, because it's right over this mountain range, looks like. That tickled me to death. Yeah, it won't let you skip. It better add fuel. That'd be awful. Set this whole time and then not finish. You know, most people would still freak out because you got the landing. I was just worried about my fuel. But, let's see. Yeah. Let me tell you. The tower would hear me, that's for sure. They would have thought something. Oh, it would have been something. Nah, it would have sucked, but it would have been one of those lessons learned. I've had plenty of them on this game. But for some reason, I guess where this one was a long flight, I guess that's why it done that. Went down so low. Next time I'll make sure to manage aircraft and then refuel, or make sure it's all the way up. Yeah, why did Why did your airplane crash? I don't got no gas in it. Ain't got no gas in it, man. We got some clouds, some heavy clouds up here straight ahead we'll be flying through. It's actually, I'm surprised we've not, which we've not been flying super high either, but surprised we didn't have some of those we already went through, but we ain't. Got kind of lucky. Those clouds can make it actually pretty difficult on you in knowing where you're at. If you're using your map and everything, it won't, but if you're new, it can mess you up. Alright, we're going through one. Now you can see just how much that cloud takes away visibility wise. Let's see, what did you say, bud? Let's see. It should tell you when I land. If not, you can, I'll check and let you know once I land. It was someplace out of Arizona, and I've been flying pretty steadily over 200 or right at 200 airspeed, so we've been moving pretty far. I'll let you know some of the detail, a little bit more details when I get this thing landed, because it's right up here. I'm actually right now, I'm just kind of keeping an eye out where I don't have no markers or nothing. Kind of just keep an eye out on the runway. There's nothing out here though. Yeah, I'm kind of in a spot because I kind of can't. Well, they gave me 30% fuel, which don't get me wrong, I'm grateful. Must have 2 tanks. Has to. Switched it over and got 30%. But not being able to skip it, yeah, you're kind of in a pickle. You gotta finish it. Okay, so this is our last checkpoint. So that one dude that's in the comments, let's see, what's his name? Can't really tell. Have to. He said he got a PlayStation. Got this game. You'll have a lot of fun with it. Just don't get too upset when you crash a couple times. Because that'll happen, or when you get a spot, I don't even know. I mean, like, I'm hoping we land on a runway. So it's a big what if, but I have had places where it's like, take this plane and land it in a spot where you know a plane cannot be landed. I've had that happen. I've seen a lot of people's had that happen. I've seen a lot of people comment on that. Oh no. I'm working my flaps,
Speed. Speed.
Oh, I got you. Kind of getting everything prepared. First person first person landing. Maybe.
Speed.
We could possibly do that.
Speed.
Yeah, gotcha. Just trying to find out. Looking. Trying to spot the field here, or the runway. If it's not a paved runway, it'll be a pain. Hopefully it is though. Try on up here. Alright. We're coming up on the last checkpoint. Right before we land. Just looking for the runway. Once we get up there. I'd say it's gonna be right out there somewhere. Right out there somewhere. I think I see it straight ahead. We'll see if that's it. Oh, shut up.
Speed.
I think that's it. Straight ahead. Could be wrong, I don't know for sure. Well, I'm not doing no guides or nothing. Makes it a little difficult. We'll fly over and see, and then if it is, we'll just come back around and line it up. Okay. Where do I go? Y'all see the blue box anywhere? Yeah, for some reason, man, this mission's just not acting right. Alright. Nah, ain't mission filled yet, cause we're at the airport. It's just the damn. Let's see. Look at. Like, see, I don't know how you put the markers up. How do you put the markers up? Or what button do you push? I know, because I don't usually. Oh, man. Ain't that. Either way, it should tell you something. It ain't told me nothing. Let me see. I don't even. It's saying left stick and RB.
Gear.
I have no idea. Let me get my fucking phone. I guess we're just gonna have to see. Guess we're gonna have to look up how to fucking do this. Everybody's telling me to cut my stuff on, but I'm asking how to do it. Nobody's telling me what buttons to push or anything, so I have to look it up. Let's see. Okay. Maybe that? Is that what it is? Nope. I ain't never in my life, like, I don't even touch that. That's what's aggravating, is I don't even touch that shit. And somehow it's off. I didn't put it off. I didn't change it. I just accepted this mission and it's off. Why is that? That makes no sense to me. The thing is yeah, the flying's one thing, but it's when the game fucks you is when it's aggravating. Landed everything, done everything right, and I'm about to fucking lose this shit over because I just don't have a guide to tell me, like, where the fuck to go. Didn't even need a guide to tell me where to fly to. Used all my graphs for that shit. But when I get down and I land, it won't even fucking show me where to taxi to? I don't understand that. And there's nothing, dude. I'll tell you what, and if it was going to be the fuel that fucked me up, I was going to say, you know what, that's my doing. It is what it is. Wouldn't have been mad. But the fact that I made it and still landed and everything, and all I need's a goddamn box lit up on the ground to tell me where to fucking taxi to, and I have none. I have nothing. I don't even have I don't have nothing. I don't know, guys. I'm done. I mean, I can't do nothing else. No, I've done went to assistance. There's nothing there telling you nothing. I mean, all this is on. I mean, I don't understand. All this is on. Still ain't, there's, it's all on. I don't see nothing on there that's, go to assistance. Okay, we're on assistance. Where do we go next? Well, that'll be it for me, guys. I'm fucking done with this. I'm never going to be streaming one of these again. Never. I'll fucking, I'm done. I should have had this motherfucker. I'm landed. Everything's right. I mean, I'm at the fucking airport. And I ain't got a goddamn thing to show for it. Fuck this game. Like, fucking fuck this game. There's no reason why I should not fucking pass this. No fucking reason. Let's go on over here and fucking see if this is, at this point. Yeah. Yeah, don't got, yeah. Yeah, fuck this game. Well, I'm uninstalling this, guys. This will be the last time you'll catch me on this motherfucker. Huh. Bye-bye. I'm not playing a game that's fucking broken. I understand the fuel thing was my fucking fault, but when I've landed your aircraft for you on the fucking spot and everything, and I'm all the way up where they're fucking parked at, you can't even let me have it? You can't even let me fucking go to it? Fuck this. Fuck it all.